Truth warriors, hands held high. Smash the mask, reveal the sham they weave. Light in the dark, we got no time to grieve. We don't sleep, we don't bow, we don't break. For every phony tale, there's a stake. Truth ain't easy, she don't come for free. Blaze the trail, kick the lies to the sea. Whoa! Rise up, truth warriors, stand tall. Lisa and Sean answering the call. Tuesdays, our battlefield, no more delay. Truth on Tuesday, gonna light the way. We don't sleep, we don't bow, we don't break. For every phony tale, there's a stake. Truth ain't easy, she don't come for free. Blaze the trail, kick the lies to the sea. Rise up, truth warrior, stand tall. Lisa and Sean answering the call. Tuesday's our battlefield, no more delay. Truth on Tuesday, gonna light the way.
Hey everybody, welcome to Truth Tuesday. Hopefully this will stay up since last week's got pulled right away by Paramount. Welcome everyone on Twitch. And
I can't believe they didn't even give you the option to mute or edit that part out and still leave the.
Yeah, you're right. They did not give me the option to do that. They said it's no strike. You're all right. It's just blocked in every territory. That's never happened. I've had it blocked in the U.S. or English speaking places, but glad you like the new intro. I like that one. That's one I like. There's some other ones that I've worked on, but that one, no. I play that one, get demonetized because I really bought that one. All right. So we were talking about a lot over on Lisa's channel in the first half of the show about the Hells Angels and the Aurora, Colorado thing, which to me, it that dude was a veteran. He wasn't a Hells Angel. But can you hear the excitement in his voice?
Yeah.
To me and you and a lot of people that were just like, oh my God, I'm so fed up with this crap. Oh my God, look, this is exposed. Oh, look, this is exposed. Oh, nothing happens. Dudes, now they're talking about, oh my God, look at the terrible things that Biden did. We can impeach him in 4 years, and nobody brings up that they already said all this stuff is prosecutable, but he's too old and he's an old dude. Why do it? I did. That was when I went to the doctor or the emergency room, and the doctor didn't even take me to the room. He just. I was like, I think it's rheumatoid arthritis. He's like, yeah, maybe it is. We'll give you a shot and some oxy. Take care. In the triage room, but the nurse was really cool. Super hippie dude. He kept talking about how he honored me for losing weight, blah blah blah. He was a really nice guy, but he was like, "You're still fairly young, or you're not." And I was like, "Fairly? That's a nice word." He's like, "No, and you can live another 50 years." And I was like, he's like, that's one of my favorite things about this job. It's like, talk to people in their 90s, people in their hundreds all the time. And I was like, it did make me feel not so old. It actually,
That's nice. Yeah.
when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I know a lot of 80-year-old people and stuff. That's, so and then Ted's like, I keep telling him that because I do feel old, but and I lost.
You always, well, I think that's because you're a grandfather too. You were a grandfather young.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you're not that old and you already have grandkids, and so
Yeah,
I
but
think that made
the
you feel
world is changing
older.
because people, everyone's talking about the depopulation thing and how
Oh,
people aren't having kids when they're in their 30s. Dang, that had 860 views before they took it away because I have it on another place, another browser. Okay. But if you watch the video, what we played over there, and Lisa, this dude is just like, what's the Hells Angels going there? And they defend our country. I'm loaded up. I got an AR-15 with a 100-round drum.
he is so amped up.
Dude, he was pumped, and I think there's a lot of people out there like that, and that's when things are getting kind of scary. They are, because we're getting towards that. But most people I know are just so tired of the bullshit and the division. You know what I mean? It is.
And nothing happening, and their voice not counting. They're like, it doesn't matter what they vote or what they do or, what they say. And like, you go to work, you bust your ass, like, and it's like, it doesn't matter what you think or want to happen or whatever. You have no say in, how things are run or, uh, you know, I don't want to go bomb children in Gaza. I don't need to that.
Yeah, and people are realizing that this that there is no. Oh, I did want to talk to you about this. This has freaked me out. So, do you know who Count Dankula is?
What?
Do you know who Count Dankula is? His channel. He's a Brit. Nice left commentary channel. He's a funny guy. He's a comedian, probably.
That's a weed term.
Yeah, I know. I'm the Count of Monte Crypto on Twitter. It's just a play on words. It's a joke.
Okay, well, I'm just filling you in.
Actually, my favorite.
In case you didn't know.
When I was 5. When I was 5 years old is my favorite story. Count of Monte Cristo. I was obsessed with the Vengeance. I've been obsessed with the Vengeance since I was a little kid. I don't know why. I always thought it was weird growing up why I was so obsessed with it. Because I wasn't very vengeful. One time I was vengeful. I felt really bad. But it was a really bad thing that happened. So, still, I felt bad about being so vengeful. But if anyone misses my friends, I was just amazingly vengeful. This chick cheated on my buddy, bro's heart. So I sent like 20 pizzas to her house every day for like 5 nights from different places. I shut off her electricity, her water, and then I put her house up for sale. So she was, it was back in the old days when you could, there was like no, but I don't think there was caller ID. There was caller ID, but not everybody didn't have it. But yeah, I just called up a realtor, and her dad was like, went in the field. So he came back and had her for sale sign because the person got, overzealous and put it up there. But yeah, it was, I don't know why I've always been obsessed with vengeance.
Okay.
I don't know how we got on that subject, but all right, that guy was super hyped up and super pumped, which is a little scary. Yes. But there's people being arrested. It's like it's done. This dude, Okay, so here, this is very interesting. You play this because this is interesting for a lot of reasons. And I talked to Lee about it, and Lee didn't he didn't like Ireland much anymore, and he's Irish. I was actually thinking about getting citizenship in Ireland.
You want me to play this?
Yeah. So this is Ireland, where there is a lot of violence against migrants now. As they're building hotels and housing for them, and then the Irish people are going and setting them on fire and burning them down. But this is like how far the thought police are. We hit play on that one.
Okay, hold on. I gotta close off this stuff and click something else and move over here. And
it's the same in Australia. It's the same in Britain.
Good. My name's Garda Maura Hopkins. I've been up here by any chance.
You're Garda?
Maura Hopkins.
Enough of schools now.
Okay. Is he home?
Can you turn up?
He's not home yet. What's your name? Here's McManus. And it's Chappie. What's your name?
Conor Cookton.
I think it's an absolute disgrace that you've come here to arrest my son because he won't endorse transgenderism. That's why you're here. And it's absolutely shameful.
Sorry, what's your first name? Sorry.
My name is Sean Burke. I'm
Sean.
Enoch's father. Yes.
Okay.
And I could say that again.
Okay. Well,
But it's disgraceful. Well, you obviously don't, or you wouldn't be here.
What time is Enoch due home?
I have said all I've said to you, and that's all
Okay.
I'm going to say about my son.
Okay. So he's not here at the moment.
And it's a disgrace that you're here.
So he's
because
not here
he
at the moment.
won't endorse transgenderism. You know why you've come to arrest my son for one reason.
That's not the issue, Sean.
Thank you.
We're asking you simple questions here. Or is it...
I've just told you that I've said what I've
Okay.
said.
So he's not home yet. Okay.
I told you what I said. My son
I've seen another video.
is his job. But he should be.
That's fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, no,
And
that's-
it's shameful. And it's a sad state our country
That is
when
where
4 Gardaí will come to my
guy
house.
they're arresting.
It's shocking to arrest my son who has an unblemished record
No,
in
but
every
we
aspect of
We
society.
haven't
And to
said
think
whether
that
or
you
not-
have come,
We have a
well,
job to do.
it's shame on
I
it.
know,
It's a
okay,
shameful
okay.
job.
Well, we'll
It's
speak with him.
shameful.
Why are you here?
It's absolutely
We'll
shameful.
speak with him.
Well,
It's
ask them why
shameful.
they're here then.
Why you're here then?
Why are you on
I'm
our
looking to
property
speak to
today?
Enoch, okay?
Yeah.
He's not here. Okay. So we'll go again. Right. When he's back, we'll be out again.
Why are
okay?
why
Well,
are
it's a
why are
shame
you
that
looking-
you've
looking?
come, and we don't want you to come back.
No problem.
I've
Yeah.
provided your
Why,
brother
Yes.
why are they looking?
So Ireland. See, there's countries now like Sweden we talked about over on your channel, which are like, we're done. Belgium said, we're done. We're not taking any more people in. And then they blew up 3 mosques. The government blew them up. You know how like we have the RICO Act, not the Patriot Act. That's terrible, disgusting. But like the RICO Act, where they have like all this power. If you're in organized crime, they could take all yours to do whatever.
Mhm.
So they passed a law. It's like if you're aiding and abetting or doing anything for terrorism, it's like the RICO Act. We got everything. So they're like, oh, you guys are planning shit in this mosque. We arrested 4 people. Boom, we blew up the mosque. So there's just people. It's not like a big story over here that all these European countries are done. Poland, that dude basically said, "Oh, we'll kill you," and she's like, and they're like, "Well, you need to clarify yourself." Let me be clear: if you come into our country, we'll kill you. Is that clear enough for you people? You know, and they're like, "Oh, that's we don't care," you know, and that's Poland. Of course, all the Baltic, countries. It's all Germany's fault. Germany completely did this and screwed everybody. They knew what they were doing. But my point about Ireland is that they're finished. The people are finished, and the government is still worried about like arresting 4 cops. They have like ridiculous, thousands of percent up in rapes and gang rapes, but just regular rapes. If people Lee said he went to Dublin, and I said, Dublin looked like San Francisco last time I saw. He said it was. There's tents everywhere, tons of homeless people, and the people are done, and the
So I
government.
saw the other video of this where the police actually talked to the teacher, that guy that you saw this video, they talked to his son, and the guy is a teacher who is being arrested for not using the pronouns that the student wants to use. It's a transgender student, and he's a Christian, and so he refuses to use like the opposite. He uses the if it's a boy, he calls it a he, and
That's
he
not.
refuses to
I'd say
call it
that's
she.
not real.
Yes,
But
that's
when I went to school,
why
my
the
teacher
teacher is being
when I
arrested.
went to school, my teacher called me Sean. Your name, I mean, that's your name.
Right.
You know, if I said call me him, they would be like, "What? No,
Yeah, or they or whatever.
you
So
or Sean." They would call the teachers would call you by your name.
right.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but that's what I'm saying is how much of this is really not happening, how much of this is a movie, and I don't know. I mean, and maybe it is, but supposedly he's being arrested, and he's saying it's his religious beliefs not to call a boy a girl pronoun.
Okay, right. That is,
Is
but I don't know what the laws are in Ireland. You know, I know that how things are in the United States. That's why years and years ago, when someone said something about, oh, that's cultural appropriation, I was like, what the hell is that? And they're like, oh, it's because you're taking someone's culture. And I grew up all over the place. I grew up in the ghetto of Atlantic City. You know, I wore just a few years ago, I wore all FUBU shit, which is that was Black People brand. It was for us, by us. But I like Fila, and I wore FUBU. I wore Sean John. You know, and it was just because it looked cool, and I wanted to look cool. But you know, growing up, like literally, do you remember Benetton and what Benetton ads were?
Mm-hmm.
It was like every color. It was just unity. And now so I'm like cultural appropriation. That's when the whole salad bowl and melting pot thing that I had said came back to me, and I was like, no, that's not how it works. I mean, and I said, I might be a little ignorant, but you could have cultural appropriation there in Germany or in England because you got beef eaters that are guarding. When you got the Queen's Guard, you're still wearing your stupid hat, but you got an M16. Everything that's you. I understand. If y'all start wearing dashikis, and that would be a cultural appropriation because you have thousands of years of culture. But in America, how it works is you bring your culture, and we take anybody, but you enrich us by bringing your culture, and we take the best parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how America works. So there is no cultural appropriation is impossible in the United States because we've only been making the culture of the United States for a couple hundred years.
To it, yeah.
But now here's where things get weird: is that the United States is unlike any other country except Russia and maybe China, because it's our size. There's so many people here, and we're so big that I can tell you there's a huge difference in culture between New York and New Jersey and Texas, California, Wisconsin. It's massively different people. I grew up north. People are nice, but they're not friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we went up there, and if you just say hi, how you doing, people will think you're insane, and they'll back off because they don't know who you are. You know what I mean? If you bump into them or something, it's different. But people
even waving when you're driving, they think it's weird.
That freaked me out.
Yeah.
I got in an argument with my girlfriend because we're driving and this dude goes, and I was like, who the fuck is that guy? And what? And she's like, no, he's just waving at you. It's like, I don't know him. He's waving at you. What? Who is they? And she was like, people just. I was like, no, they don't.
Yes,
And sure enough, once you get out of my military area, every time it's like, you wave at the person.
yeah.
That would be insane. If you're up, on the Jersey Turnpike,
Everybody just waves.
somebody waved at you, they'd be like, he's following me. You turn around, what's going on? That was so weird. And now, it's normal. Just wave.
Mm-hmm.
Just you got your drugs.
Just because.
It's nicer. It is. So that's my point. It's such a difference in culture, and how like California used to be laid back culture. There's different accents. There is different accents. There's different, because we're so huge, we're so unique, but the basic core stuff is all the same. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. That's all there. They're supposed to be. Yes, everyone hit the like button. Magnolia. Yes, I've been in Magnolia.
It's not Magnolia. It's Magnolia.
You just said the same word twice.
No, it didn't. It's not Magnolia. It's Magnolia.
Magnolia.
No, you don't. It's not Nolia.
They had the Hawktua girl was on Bill Maher, and she said they had like this conversation about the word oil, because she's like, "What's something with the oil? What the oil?" He's like, "What are you saying? Oil?
Oh.
What is that?" Because he gets stoned right away, and then she's like, "OIL." He goes, "Oil, yeah, oil." But seeing them talk, it reminded me of my in-laws. They were like super southern. Like my ex's great aunt was also her great grandmother, because of it's like she was one of the first ones to marry outside the family or something. They were super southern.
That's not a southern thing.
That's in Arkansas. You can marry your first cousin. In Texas, it's illegal. You got to be second cousins to get married in Texas, but you can be first cousins in Arkansas still. But so my wife's aunt married a dude from New York, and his parents came down, and watching my ex's parents try to talk to the New York parents, they couldn't understand anything. It was so hilarious.
So I went to Boston one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there at I think it's the America's oldest bar, and it's like on a corner, like a little triangle. And there's a band playing, and the sweetest girl, she's darling. And she asked me where I got my outfit, and I said H&M, and she's like, H&M, and she can't understand what the hell I just said, and I can't understand what she's saying. And finally we just turn away from each other and stop talking to each other, because she has this thick Boston accent and I have my Southern girl accent. We cannot communicate.
Yeah.
The music is loud. I'm Southern. She is Boston hardcore.
It's weird how your Southern accent comes out when you're around people that talk different. Like I talk more Southern when I get around like family and stuff.
Oh, really?
And I remember just the first time I just said y'all. They're like, hey, you Sean said, you're the hillbilly over here. Yeah, will you say it again?
Funny.
Like, so what are y'all doing? Oh my God. It was
oh my goodness.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, use guys.
And I really tried to talk to her, but and then it's just awkward, because it's like, she really can't hear what I'm saying, and I really can't understand her.
Yeah,
We're both speaking English.
Yeah, so you can see our country is so huge that we have almost different like dialects, like China does. Like this part speaks this language, this part speaks that language, and like soda. Pop.
Do you want a pop? Yeah.
Pop, soda. What else?
Coke.
That angered me as here. You people
What
that
kind of Coke do you want?
yeah, what kind
Yeah.
of Coke do you want?
What kind of
Oh,
Coke do you
look at I remember going to the picnic and it's like, oh, we have so many kinds of Cokes. And I was like, they stopped making new Coke like a couple years ago.
No.
Do you know what diet and regular?
You want?
No, we
Yeah.
got Mountain Dew and this. And I was like, that's Mountain Dew, it's not Coke. It's all Coke. Like, no, it's soda. And then pop and there's something else. But yeah.
Oh, Jim, do you have a Southern accent? I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I don't know.
Well, in New Jersey and New York, well, maybe upstate where, people in the city do not like the upstaters. But it's used guys. Use guys. And I can talk Philly. I can talk Philly real good. Africa.
Ken Bozak.
Bozak out, yeah. Because I'm like, you gonna head down to the Wawa there and get yourself a crawler? And he's like, what? You know what Wawa is? It's like, yeah, man.
It's funny.
Go to Wawa or maybe to Cumberland Farms. It's like, oh yeah. And he's back in crypto now, jumping around.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about real quick. Remember I told you about that Bill Gates got permission to start doing the mosquito thing?
Yes.
But what he has been doing in Africa, have you seen that?
I saw a thing yesterday or today, and I think it was yesterday. Yeah, he's.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Well, he's been giving out polio vaccines for the past few months to all these African children.
I actually heard that they had a ceasefire in Israel and Gaza so that they could vaccinate the children, mass vaccination of children. They did a ceasefire to have a mass genocide.
Well, in Africa, where he's been working for the past few months. Let me see here. Jeff Berwick posted this. Here, can you share this?
Why do I?
Wrong one. There we go. Project. Here we go. So this.
I don't even get paid for this, you guys.
He's been giving polio vaccines for the past few months to
Dear God.
all the kids in Africa.
Hold on. I have to go over here. Then I have to come back over here. Then I have to push more buttons. I really should get paid for this.
And boom. Polio vaccine rollout begins in Gaza. The one, nope, it's wrong.
That's the second one.
They started it. And guess what? Whoops. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're sharing it. I'm not sharing it. Right? Okay. Anyway, let me go back to this. So they had their first case of polio in like 25 or 30 years. Just broke out. Now, to me, if I was to believe the science, I would say you got close to 30 years of no polio. Then all of a sudden you start fucking around with polio shit with kids, and when polio comes out, that may be kind of what the idea was. They do.
What's wrong with people?
See, that should be news, but things aren't news. I guess that's enough. Tell you something crazy. CIA document just got and I should have the doc. I'll put the link to the document in the description. You got to go to CIA.gov. But if you put in CIA.gov and type in this file, you can get the actual report that's been declassified because it's been over 20 years. 1993 in Russia. Troops were out on maneuvers and a spinning disc came down and was hovering over them, just there.
Shit.
And a guy accidentally hit it with a surface to air missile. So Supposedly he was just aiming, but then he went off. It was his fault, but he hit the spaceship and it hit the ground. It crashed down, right? It landed or crashed. It went down. And Grays got out. This is all in the CIA document that you can get. This is 1993. So it just hit, 30 years. So it was just declassified like a few months ago. And there's eyewitness accounts, there's photographs, there's everything. But these guys come out and they go over to the soldiers. They all link together and they start spinning. And a bright, bright light comes out. And almost every soldier, but 3, I think, that were hiding were turned from human beings into a pillar of stone. And the KGB, in their report, because the CIA got this report, once the Soviet Union broke down, they were able to get all this information, and they got anyway. But they the KGB was like scared shitless. They're like, we have nothing. We are lab rats to these people. He's like, they were so freaked out. And then the CIA, the actual document, they're like, after going through this and seeing that this does appear to be credible with these 3 dudes that made it, that were hiding behind like trees and cover, that they weren't turned to stone. They're like, and something clicked. Do you remember when they had the Senate hearings when I was in the hospital, like, a year ago, and that guy was saying, "Oh, UFOs are real. We have aliens are real." All that. Everyone just kind of forgot about it, but he was before Congress testifying.
Mm-hmm.
He used they asked him, "What's your technology?" And he said, "It's like way so far ahead of us." And he used like, "We should be horrified." But it was the exact term that the CIA put at the end of that report, that they are they're horrified at the power level and what could come, which is, I thought, was very, very weird.
Well, there's been a lot of sightings lately. There were like people showing them in Oklahoma and California with like multiple ships and stuff. So
yeah,
interesting.
but I mean, if they were able to do that 30 years ago,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, look, we got directional beam weapons. We have energy weapons now, but they could turn people to stone. That's nuts. And it's not like that's from the CIA. It's the actual reports. And it's from the KGB and the CIA. So it's they usually don't agree on stuff.
Crazy.
That is very, very true. Crazy, crazy times. All right.
We'll link in the description so people can look that up.
Get on and put it in the description.
Yeah. But thanks for joining us. I got to run so I can grab some dinner in between. But thanks for sharing that with us.
All right. Love y'all. Please hit the like button. And we will see you later. Where did I do this one?